Blog Talk Radio.
I appeared before the Congressional Committee to tell what I knew of activities which might lead to an attempt to set up a fascist dictatorship.
The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
President Bush signed a formal agreement that will end the United States as we know it, and he took the step without approval from either the U.S. Congress or the people of the United States.
The secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret.
It's known as the Bilderberg Group. Could their objective be world domination?
I'm Jim Tucker. I've chased Bilderberg for 30 years. I'll never give up the chase. Bilderberg's plan for the whole world is nothing less than world government.
I'm not comfortable with that at all. Who elected these guys to run the planet?
They are the elitists. They feel they should run the world for their own selfish interests.
Now we can see a new world coming into view. A world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order.
Bilderberg is making great progress toward a world government, and only an educated, informed public can stop them in their tracks.
David Rockefeller admits in his own memoirs that he wants to destroy the United States. He's a traitor!
It's good to be back at the Council on Foreign Relations. As Pete mentioned, I've been a member for a long time and was actually a director for some period of time. I never mentioned that when I was campaigning for re-election back home in Wyoming.
Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories.
I need you to move off the property, please.
Some shots were fired.
There's Bilderbergers right there.
The Trans-Texas Corridor is a vital part because we stop here in Texas. We stop the New World Order right here in Texas.
This thing started here. And to save this country, we kill this damn thing here.
A chance for the President of the United States to carry out a phrase his father used, and that is a New World Order.
Your New World Order will fall. Humanity will defeat you. The answer to 1984 is 1776.
Councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas. The first reports say that President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting.
It is a big idea, a new world order.
It was almost as if it were a planned implosion. It just pancaked.
Either you were with us or you were with the terrorists.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Gibson. This is Blog Talk Radio. Can everyone hear me tonight? I know I got about 10 callers on the line. 6 or 7 people in the chat room. They keep logging in, logging off. I don't know what they're doing. I see a guest log in, then they log off, then they log in, then they log off. So who knows what's going on. But I do have 10, 12 solid numbers on my screen right now. So what I'm trying to tell you is it's working tonight. Last night, for some strange reason, I began talking, and I tried to carry out the show as long as I could. But when my screen went blank and I didn't know if I was talking to anybody or not, that's when I said, you know what, power off. I just unplugged it. Because everything I clicked would not work. I could not even end the episode. You see, on the studio screen, I get an icon that gives me the option to just end the episode, and they shut it down right away. And then you'll hear on your end, thank you for listening to Blog Talk Radio, or you'll hear a commercial. They didn't even give me that option last night. Okay? I had 0 callers, 0 people listening, but when someone typed in the chat room, I could see what they were typing. I said, the hell with this. Good night, goodbye. I'm not going to deal with this nonsense tonight. And then I talked to one of my supporters of the show, Mike out in Wisconsin, for about 45 minutes. I wanted to call Joe and Meriden last night and ask him what he had heard, but I had an extended conversation with Mike out in Wisconsin and his wife, Melody. And we had a long and depth conversation about various things. And first we talked about the show, of course. And I believe that Mike, well, man, I shouldn't put him out here, but you know what? Hey, I believe, in my personal opinion, and other people believe too, that the Pope landed in New York last night, and this show is based out of New York and California. The server comes out of California, and the phone numbers come from, well, Blog Talk Radio is based out of New York. And the Pope landed, and apparently everyone's cell phones were jammed in the New York metropolitan area when he lands. And I've noticed that. For instance, if President Obama comes to North Carolina, which he has come to Greensboro, North Carolina, and they block every exit to the highway. There are police every 10 feet, okay, unmarked cars. I've driven through Greensboro when the president's been here. It's no picnic, okay? They're watching you. But there's one other thing that they're doing, jamming your cell phone. Your cell phones don't work when the president is in town. If any of you have ever noticed that, they jam them. That makes you wonder, how do they do that? Makes you wonder how much power they really have, huh? And last night, the Pope is here, the Pope on a rope, okay? The apostolic faker, okay? And what I mean by that is when he doesn't have apostolic ascension from the apostles. It's a joke, okay? He's a phony baloney, the Pope on a rope. Okay, and those of you who are theology majors, and I'm a theology major, I studied theology for 4 years straight, and you will learn when you study theology the horrors of the Catholic Church, the Vatican Church. And the Bible in the book of Revelation speaks of this Babylon, or this Antichrist, and the New World Order, everything rising from a city that's built on 7 hills. Okay, the book of Revelation states that. And there's only 2 places in the entire earth that are cities or towns or what have you that are built on 7 hills. It's called Rio de Janeiro. There's nothing there but a hill and a cross. Okay, nothing. And then you have one other place that's built on 7 hills. Large hills, miniature mountains, basically. Can you guess what it is? It's called the Vatican. The Vatican City is built on 7 hills in Rome. All right? How's that for prophecy for you? Look it up. Hey, don't believe me? Look it up. You got the internet at your fingertips. Look it up. Don't call me crazy. Just look it up. Landed in New York, and I saw something on television today that really appalled me, and it should appall you too. The Pope addressing Congress? The Pope addressing the House of Representatives? Standing where the President of the United States stands? Addressing the nation? Did we elect the Pope? No, we did not. Who the hell is this guy? needs to stand and talk to the and talk and address policy to our elected representatives that you put into office. Who the hell is this guy? Huh. Simple terms, folks, Antichrist. A very evil, evil man. Evil. Okay? He's changed images over the years. I was talking to somebody last night about that. Hey, doesn't this Pope look different than the guy that was the Pope 5 years ago? Doesn't look like the same Pope, does it? Now, we all know John Paul, he passed away. And, you know, we all know he was the Pope before this Pope. But why does Pope look so different? Doesn't look like the same Pope, does it? But nobody knows. Nobody cares. You know, they're all bowing down, kissing his feet, kissing his finger. Oh, he gave us a blessing today. Oh, I'm sure he did. Who is this guy, the Pope? He can't heal anybody. He can't do anything magical. He's nobody special. He comes from a city of historic murder of the Christians around the globe through centuries of carnage. The Pope, who has a $250,000 Mercedes-Benz, Picasso paintings in his living room and dining room that are worth millions, wrapped around in gold, his own private security detail, the Pope. Huh. Hey, this guy can heal people. He's an apostle, right? Why has he got security guards with guns? Did Jesus walk around with security guards with swords? No. Did any of the apostles? No. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. We live in a different world today. I know what I'm talking about. You didn't see Mary in a tree. You didn't see Mary in a pancake at breakfast this morning. Mary's not going to heal you. Can't heal you either. No matter what you believe in your tiny little brains. The Pope is not a good man. Trust me, he is not. Well, how's everybody doing out there tonight? I hope you're doing well and things are going well for you. If you got any questions tonight, you want to call in and ask a question what happened last night. I'm booked for an hour and 30 minutes tonight, but we will end out the show unless something spectacular happens after about 60 minutes. I only booked it an hour and a half because I did not want my supporters or listeners to waste their time to try to log into this show, which they have tonight again, and not know what's going on. And that's unfair to you. And I have others listening tonight also, and I've drawn in a few other listeners, as I've stated. And I am working on very special guests. And I assure you within the next couple of weeks, we will have some platform where we have new people talking other than I, and we're going to put together some panels, and we're going to talk about a lot of very important issues. Okay? So it's coming. Just bear with me. We will. I mean, if what I'm talking about doesn't interest you, I understand, but I've received a lot of emails for support on this show, and a lot of people also have emailed me saying, I can't get in. I've tried logging on, and I can't get in. I've tried calling. So I'm going to call Monday morning Blog Talk Radio's corporate office and find out what the heck's going on here. You know, because I've gotten 13 emails in the past 7 days saying, I thought, the first couple, they were full of it, and they were just, people who weren't paying attention, and they didn't know how to log in. But, after 13 emails of the people saying the same thing, what's going on here? Are they trying to keep me quiet? Are they trying not to allow this program be, grow? We don't know. I'm going to find out. So anyway, the Pope on the rope in New York screwed us up last night, my opinion. Oh, boy. But anyway, anyone wants to call in, 657-383-0616, and you can call in and press 1, and you will be heard tonight, no matter what is on your mind, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you so choose, and you feel like you need to talk about, you're more than welcome to call in at 657-383-0616, and I will put you on live on the air, and we will talk. And I hope I have Mike from Wisconsin someplace out there, because I'd like to update on the CVS pharmacy problem that he had with showing his driver's license to pick up a prescription or drop off a prescription, excuse me. So if Mike is out there, I really would like him to press 1 and give us an update on this, because there are several people who want an update. And Mike, if you are listening, I'm scanning the numbers. Please press 1, put you on. If you can't get through, I understand. But I got Mike out in Wisconsin had a problem the other day. He wanted to drop off a prescription, and the pharmacy would not allow him to drop off that prescription because it is now policy that he must give up his driver's license, prove who he is before he is able to drop off a prescription. So that there I'm going to conquer tonight, too. We're going to call the CVS pharmacy here in Summerfield, North Carolina, and I'm going to question the pharmacist live on the air about this policy. But I got Mike. He just pressed 1. I got 18 callers on the line here, and I'm sorry if I don't get to you right away, okay? But here we go. Mike, go ahead, Mike. You're on.
Hey, Joe. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear
go ahead,
me?
Mike. The floor's we can hear you
okay.
just fine.
So,
go,
I wasn't sure.
Explain. I know. I'm sorry. Explain. I know the other night, we got cut off last night, but we don't have to go into that anymore. We know what happened. The night before, you talked about a problem you had. You talked about it in great length, actually, because you're on several prescription drugs that are very important to your well-being and health. And this, and we're all talking about identity theft out there today. Identity theft. But CVS Pharmacy now wants your driver's license, and they want to enter your driver's license number into their data system for you to be able to pick up a prescription. And you kind of balked at that, and you said you were going to complain to the manager. How'd you make out?
Well, I went and picked my prescriptions up yesterday, and when I came up to the counter, the first course they got to ask you your name and your birth date, and then she was going to fill my prescriptions, and she asked me for my driver's license. And I asked her why. I says, you know who I am. I'm here at least once a month. She goes, well, it's our policy. I said, well, you asked me when I dropped off the prescriptions. I says, I understand asking me when I pick it up, because you want to know I'm the same person that's they're writing the script for. So I gave her my license. She looked at the picture, gave it right back to me. And it's like, I don't know. When I dropped off prescriptions, it just made me angry because, first of all, their system to transfer the information from their outside, because I went through a drive-through, into their pharmacy. It takes almost like a minute for that thing to, I guess, inch through the tube, and then they sit on it, and they wait. I don't know what they're doing, but finally I call them and it says, can you give me my license back? We'll be with you in a minute.
Well, Mike, that's the thing, though. We talked to Joe in Meriden, and we talked to Joe in Florida, and we all talk about this identity theft thing and protecting our personal security because we don't want to be robbed. And the thing of it is, Mike, you see, you gave your driver's license to this person you do not know. And you don't know where it went. And you don't know what they did with it.
You're absolutely right. I don't know who she is, and I don't know what happened to my license in the good 5-6 minutes I sat there and, in the dark waiting for her to do something. And it was like, maybe I'm petty or something, but I don't believe you should be showing identification and everything to drop off a prescription. What happened if my wife was going to drop it off for me and I'm sitting out in the car? What you know? What's the policy then?
I know, and that's true with a lot of elderly people. And this is going to become a problem with even personal family members of mine, including you, is that, I can't drop off a prescription anymore? I mean, why do you got to see my driver's license to drop off a prescription? It makes, you know what this is? It's called, you're a slave, you're going to do what we want, it's our policy, and you know what? Go someplace else if you don't like it. Like I talked about in previous shows. This CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, they are large corporations, Mike. They don't care about you. They don't care if you come back or not. There's another sucker walking in right after you walk out. You know, Home Depot, Lowe's, and that's what we become.
What happens to the people that are not legal, that don't have a driver's license, or don't have a picture of themselves?
I asked that question. I says, well, what happens if because, I'm a wise ass, and I told him, I said, I don't have a driver's license. I'm not driving a car right now. What are you talking? I'm trying to drop off a prescription, or I'm trying to pick up one, excuse me. And they said, well, you can't get your prescription. You have to have, and she gives me a list of acceptable forms of identification. And they're all state regulated, of course. You have to have a federal ID card. You have to have a driver's license, which has your picture on it. Or you have got to have a military card or a passport, and you're allowed to pick up a prescription.
Well, I know what my brother would do. He would probably bring in pictures from the time he was born, right straight through grade school, and then through high school. And here's me working my first job, and he'd waste so much of their time, they'd never forget him.
I know. It's just I mean, the point of it is,
it's just like a doctor's office, Joe. We go in and we have an appointment at a certain time. Well, you sit and you wait and you wait and you wait, and then you're half an hour after your appointment, 45 minutes after your appointment. Finally, they take you and they stick you in a room for a half an hour. So now you've been there an hour and a half. The doctor comes in. Hi, how you doing? Let me listen to your heart. Okay, well, see you in a couple months. Bye. And it's like, my time is worth nothing. And it's just like waiting all the time. I mean, you ever go to the DMV? I mean, you better not have anything scheduled for the afternoon because,
it's gridlock. It's government
gridlock.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
Mike.
That's a good name for it, gridlock.
Yeah, but Mike, I think I got John who wants to call in. Remember we talked about John the other night, and we all tried to get him a job with a landscaper in Wallingford, Connecticut. And if John's out there. John, if you're listening, go ahead and press 1, and I'll connect you live on the air. So you need to press 1. I know you messaged me, so if you press 1, I'll put you on. I know he's listening tonight. We want to get an update on John and ask him exactly what happened, with the job opportunity or what was stated. And because we talked about this a couple nights ago on the show, because the younger generation is important. And like you said, Mike, this show is going to develop into a self-help show where we can help people get the word out or help individuals find a certain aspect of what they're searching for. Or you know what? Like Joe in Florida. He gives us information, and we talk about it from his past experience. So this is good. And John pressed 1, so I'm going to connect him, and I'll put him on. And we want an update about John because we want to try to help him out. So go ahead, John. You're on. John, can you hear me? Hey, John, how you doing? This is John from Wallingford, Connecticut. Hey, John, you heard what I said. How did you make out with our contacts we put you in contact with? And just tell us what your personal feelings are or what happened, if you're disgruntled, or just tell us the truth. What happened?
Well, I don't know if I got the job. I don't know if I will. I hope so. I'm not too sure if I will, though. But, yeah.
You called the landscaping outfit that I don't want to say his name. Well, actually, I will. His name is Justin, and he owns a landscaping business, and he has a lot of clients and accounts in Wallingford, Meriden, Southington, whatnot area of the state of Connecticut, and we know him. And some people who are personal members of his family recommended you call him. And what was said, I mean, don't leave us in limbo. I mean, what was said? What happened? You called him, and I'll let you take it from there.
So I called him, and I was like, your father, Joey, said, Dad, you should hire me. And he's like, well, the season for cutting grass is over. And I was like, don't you do plowing or like raking leaves and stuff like that? And he said yes, but I already have a person to do that with me. And then he said he'll give me a call if he needs somebody. And I was like, all right.
Okay. All right. That's a 50-50 shot right there, John. I'm going to be honest with you, because I'm going to tell you right now, I hired people for landscaping. And when I told them that, I did take your number. But I did not always call those people back, but I took your number, okay? So if I was in desperate need of somebody, I would call you. But this is what I recommend you do. Call back. Not tomorrow, not every day. Don't harass somebody, because harassment is not good, but show you are really interested. Hey, John, look, you may not get the job this season, but springtime comes around in March and April. And there's a lot of work to be done in the landscaping field. And you know what? You're still going to be here, John. You're still going to be out there looking for work probably, because you said it's hard to find a job. So when March and April comes around, call them back and say, hey, I'm still looking for work. Can you give me a shot? You know, I know. Listen, you won't be sorry if you give me at least one shot one day. Trust me. And try me out. And you know what? I guarantee you'll get the job. I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you'll get the job.
Well, I know I'll get the job if he actually sees me work, because I'm actually like a really hard worker. So like, I don't know. But I think I'll get the job.
Okay. Well, yeah. What you're saying is you'll get the job if you're able to prove yourself. And what I'm trying to say is you cannot prove yourself until you get your foot in the door. But listen, just because that door is closed, don't ever turn around and walk away. Keep knocking at that door, because eventually that door will open, and you will get a chance to walk through that door. And when you walk through that door, don't be like the rest of the Americans out there, because you're from Portugal, so you're from a different culture, okay, than most people are here in America. And I'm going to tell you right now, I had a lot of people work for me over the years, and very few were worth, I don't want to say it, but weren't worth a damn, okay? And I never hired a Mexican, and I was always told, hire Mexicans for landscaping, because they're hard-working people, and they'll get the job done. And I never did, and I regret it, because I'd probably still be landscaping today if I did do that. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, John, I got someone else who probably wants to talk to you, John, because there was a lot of people that were asking about you. So, I'm going to go ahead and put them through. This is Joe and Meriden. I'll put them on, okay? Joe and Meriden, hello.
I'm unmuted. How's everybody this lovely evening?
I don't know if it's lovely, but go ahead.
Well, hey, listen. No, this is for John again. You know, I mentioned things that he could do when I was on before. There's still plenty of more things that he could do before he commits himself to the service. He's in Wallingford. I grew up in Wallingford. I grew up on South Orchard Street. I lived on Church Street. I lived on William Street. So I lived all around there. I spent many, many years down in that area. There's plenty of things that he could do to make money, to start a business, to start a career, to get his life going. I talked about scrap metal. You know, that's a commodity. That's worth it. Maybe he doesn't want to do that. Maybe he's not interested in that. I don't know why not. If he's a hard worker, what he could do is he could go out and get skids, pallets for free. All he needs is a planer and a joiner. He could take that wood, he could shave it down to paper thin and everything, and he can sell it on eBay. He could make all different thicknesses, and his materials are basically free, and he'll have an income. And the wood doesn't go bad, so if he has a place to keep it, it's money in the bank. If he doesn't have a planer, and if he doesn't have a joiner, and if he doesn't have a place to do it, I'll get them all for him. But he has to find his way here, and he can come here and do whatever he wants to do, and he'll make money. And if he's going to sell it online, he needs an eBay account and a PayPal account, and he'll start bringing in money. Because like I told you before, you can sell anything on eBay. You can go around and pick up dog poop, do a little work to it, put it in a bag, and sell it as organic fertilizer, and somebody will buy it. So
what are you trying to say? You're willing to help John out? I mean, what are you trying to say? You're giving him an offer to say, hey, if he can get here, I'm willing to help him out?
If he can get here and he wants to do woodworking and he wants to do what I suggested or his own ideas, I'll buy him a joiner, I'll buy him a planer. I've got a garage that's probably bigger than his house. He can come here and he can do the wood in there. He can take pictures of it. If he doesn't have a digital camera, well, we'll see what we can do about that. He can get himself an eBay account, and he can take the wood home with him, and he can ship it right from Wallingford. And people buy this stuff. People buy it for crafts. I'll buy him a drill press. He can make little round discs out of white oak, red oak, cedar, cherry, maple, whatever he wants to do. People buy this stuff. The stuff doesn't go bad.
Well, John, see that? You got an opportunity right there. I mean, all you got to do is, I'll message you the contact information because we don't want to put everything on the air right now out loud. You know, because there are people that we don't know who are listening a lot, actually. And, hey, John, what I'll do is, if you're interested, this gentleman right here in Meriden, Connecticut is trying to get you started. If you're a hard worker, like you say, if you're full of crap, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get kicked to the curb. But if you're honest, go ahead, Joe.
If he knows anything about computers, he's on his way, because we can show him how to make money with his computer, sitting at home just pushing keys on the keyboard, because there are people that want his services.
Well, he's into construction, obviously. You mentioned that several times, but I'll leave that up to John. I mean, I can't judge him. All I'm saying, John, is I'm willing to put you in contact with this individual, and if you can make it to downtown Meriden, Connecticut, and because I know where you got to go and what you got to do, then, hey, you'll have an opportunity to try to make some money and put food on your table, so it's up to you, buddy.
I'll teach him how to take apart small gasoline engines and put them back together again. I'll put him in touch with somebody where he can actually work on cars. I don't know if he's going to get paid or paid much at all, but you know what? If he's interested in doing something, if he's interested in learning something, he can either do what I'm suggesting or go into service like he wants, whatever his choice is.
Well, John, what do you think?
Well, I want to give it a try.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Listen, John, I'll message you through the email because I know we can't put this type of information out there live because these shows are archived. And you don't know what wackos are listening, or even people that just mean well in their heart, but still, it's not their business. All we're trying to do is set an example here live on the air. Okay, we're trying to help you out. You're a young kid who said, "Hey, you were out here. You said it yourself out of your own words. I'm a hard worker, and I'll prove anybody wrong, and I need a job. I need help." So we're trying to help you out. Okay?
Okay.
I'll come and pick you up. I'll come and pick you up and bring you home once. After that, it's up to you. So this way you'll know where you're going.
There you go. How's that, John? Yeah, that's good. Now you know where you're going. All right. Well, you see that, John? The door is open for you. Now the door is open for you like I talked about earlier. Now it's up to you to walk through that door, because I'm not going to hold your hand, and neither is Joe in Meriden or Mike out in Wisconsin. We're not going to hold your hand. It's up to you, and that's the point I'm trying to make. It's a perfect example, and I'm not trying to set them up for failure, but what I'm trying to say is prove people wrong out there, because I am very critical of the younger generation today from my experience of hiring people and trying to get people to work, because you know what? All they want to do is go on Facebook. They want to bebop, post selfies of themselves, and go out shopping, and they got next week's paycheck before they even made it spent. You know, so, and it's true. So, but what I'm trying to say is, John, you got an opportunity right now as a teenager, maybe to learn something. Hey, this isn't a career. We're not going to offer you health care and all that nonsense. We're just trying to get your foot through the door, like I said. So if you're interested, message me later, okay?
All right.
All right, John. How about you got Savannah with you by any chance?
Yeah.
Does she have anything to talk about tonight, or does she want to say hello to anybody? Or she's got several family members on the line. It's up to her.
Well, I don't know. I don't really have anything like to talk about unless you do.
No, what I'm trying to ask you, Savannah, is if you want to say hello to anybody, you have several family members who are listening, you want to say hi, then you're more than welcome to. If you have something on your mind, then by all means talk about it. Or if you have an issue you want to discuss, or a complaint, or whatever, you know,
hi, Savvy.
You can.
Hi.
All right. Well, you said hello to somebody, so you want to say hello to everybody else real quick?
Hi.
Say hello, everybody else.
All right.
Hello.
She said hi. All right.
Yeah.
Savannah, we got to get you going, too. You're going to be the next one we're going to push through the door. Alex is on his way, though. John, hey, John, did you say you got a letter from Alex in the Army?
Yeah.
What did he say? How's Alex? And everyone who listened prior in July, Alex is my nephew, and he went into the Army, and he's going to be in there for 3.5 years. And he went in, and he gave us, like, a real good breakdown of what he was going to entail, what he was going to experience, and we all said goodbye to him live on the show one night back in August. But what did Alex say? Did he say anything important, or has he experienced anything new, or just tell us, what did he say?
All right. Well, he said in the letter that he went through the gas chamber already, and he finished red phase, which is like the hardest. And now he's in the white phase.
Chamber. The gas chamber. What's that?
Well,
what's the gas chamber?
Yeah, here, Savannah will explain it. I'm not good.
Okay, it's basically where it's like a room, and everyone goes in, and they have, like, gas masks, and they have to, like, put it together and take it off while there's, like, tear gas in the room.
Really?
And, like, it makes you, like, yeah.
Wow. So I mean, what are they? What's that? I wonder what that type of training is for. I can't wait to get Alex on back in here when he graduates in November, because I want to hear about that. Well, what else did he say, John? Anything else?
Well,
about his training or anything?
He said his first sergeant said that they're getting ready to raid Iraq or Afghanistan. So I don't know.
Hang on. Hang on. Say that again. What did you say? Because I got a lot of background noise from somebody. Can you go ahead and say that again?
I was on mute,
yeah.
So it wasn't me.
So he said that his first sergeant is getting ready to play the raid to Afghanistan and Iraq.
So what they're doing is they're planning a raid for Afghanistan and Iraq. Is that what you're saying? They're doing practice drills?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what they're doing is they're preparing him to, if he has to guess head over to Afghanistan or Iraq, because if they're training you to go over there and they're planning raid, or what they're doing, and what you're trying to say is they're doing simulations of raids that they would perform in Afghanistan or Iraq. So they're getting him ready to go over there. Is that what you're trying to say?
I think he is already going over there. I'm not too sure.
Really? Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow. Well, I hope he doesn't, and I hope he's okay. I mean, I hope he's safe, because that's dangerous. And I got someone in the chat box here who wants to try to get on, I think.
Yeah.
Well, she got disconnected.
If you become an auto mechanic, you can expect you're going to work on cars. When you enlist in the service and you did what he did, you can expect to go.
Yeah. Well, I have Bridget in Reedsville. She's trying to get through, so I don't know what's going on. So
yeah, she's having a very hard time calling in.
All right, she's on now. Hello, you're on.
No,
hello?
big hum.
All right, there's something wrong with her phone.
Right.
Okay, I'll try her one more time to try to connect her here. So you know we're live here because this isn't working out too well. Okay.
She's been trying to call in since you started. She can't call in.
Well, I don't know why, but I'll go ahead and connect her one more time. Something's wrong with your phone.
I know.
Well, at least we can hear you.
I can hear you right now, but there's a humming noise, so I have to mute you, okay?
It's fine. I've tried to get rid of it now.
All right, she's off. What she's doing is, you see, she's in the chat room probably, and it's causing... You're getting a signal from the computer and the phone at the same time. Because like you said, Joe, there's not enough bandwidth. She's on the same computer logged in, you know. So, but anyway, we'll address that another time. But anyway, hey, John, thanks for calling in tonight. I really appreciate it. You got anything, you want to say hello to anybody? I mean, you got anything else you want to share real quick?
Not really.
Well, John, thanks for calling in. I was talking about you the other night, and people were asking about you. I had got about 6 emails asking about you. They wanted to know how you made out, and we're glad to hear from you. And, hey, I hope you check back in with us again in the future. And, you know, it's important. And Savannah, too. So thanks for listening. Thank you very much. I'll put you on mute right now, okay?
All right.
I don't go fast, but I keep going, so...
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. You're on. I got you on now. Go ahead.
I want to tell John. I don't go fast, but I just keep going. You know, Boehner waited 10 years for the Pope to get here, and when the Pope gets here, he cries, and then he quits his job as Speaker of the House. What's up with this game plan, huh?
I don't know. To be honest with you, but you know, I've read a little bit about that, but you know what? All these silly politics. It's all a bunch of freaking nonsense anyway. But anyway, I want to call CVS. I tried last night and I couldn't get through. So we're going to call CVS live on the air. And I want an answer about this driver. Mike was upset about it. I know several other people are.
Are you calling 5675?
I'm calling CVS in Summerfield, North Carolina. I'm doing it right now. Okay.
On Battleground? On Battleground?
They're on 220, Highway 220, Summerfield, North Carolina. So I'm going to put them through. I'm going to try to get them on the line right now. So just bear with me.
Thank you for calling CVS Pharmacy, located at 4601 U.S. Highway 220 North, corner of U.S. Highway 150, Summerfield, North Carolina. To refill a prescription, press 1. Prescribers, press 2. Pharmacy, press 3. Non-pharmacy calls, press 4. To refill a prescription, press 1. Prescribers, press 2. Pharmacy, press 3. Non-pharmacy calls, press 4. For assistance, press star.
3 you want?
To check if your refill is ready for pickup, press 1. To refill a prescription, press 2. To hear the pharmacy department hours, press 3. To speak to a pharmacy staff member, press 4.
That's what I want to do.
At any time during this call, press star to speak to a pharmacy staff member.
You want to press 4?
To check if your refill is ready for pickup, press 1. To refill a prescription, press 2. To hear the pharmacy department hours, press 3. To speak to a pharmacy staff member, press 4.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
At any time during this call, press star to speak to a pharmacy staff member.
Typical
to
American
check if your
nonsense.
refill is ready for pickup, press 1. To refill a prescription, press 2.
Complete
to hear
waste
the
of
pharmacy
time.
department hours, press 3.
All right, I'm calling.
To speak to a pharmacy.
All right, they're off. How's that for America, huh? I'm gonna try
that's what
one
you get
more
when
time,
you
okay?
That's what you get when you talk to them at the window. You get a canned speech.
Yeah, hang on.
Thank you for calling CVS Pharmacy, located at 4601 U.S. Highway 220 North, corner of U.S. Highway 150, Summerfield, North Carolina. To refill a prescription, press 1. Prescribers, press 2. Pharmacy, press 3. Non-pharmacy calls, press 4. To refill a prescription, press 1. Prescribers, press 2. Pharmacy, press 3. Non-pharmacy calls, press 4. For assistance, press star. To check if your refill is ready for pickup, press 1. To refill a prescription, press 2. To hear the pharmacy department hours, press 3. To speak to a pharmacy staff member, press 4. At any time during this call, press star to speak to a pharmacy staff member. To check if your refill is ready for pickup, press 1.
My Lord.
To refill a prescription, press 2. To hear the pharmacy department hours, press 3.
So if
to
you're
speak
an
to a
elderly
pharmacy
person with a
staff
dial
member,
phone, you're
press
screwed.
4. At any time during this call, press star to speak to a pharmacy staff member.
Unbelievable.
To check if your refill is ready for pickup,
All right,
press
they're
1.
off. They're off. They're off.
To
I'm
refill
getting
a
off.
prescription, press 2.
I can't
To
even
hear
get
the
a hold
pharmacy
of them. How do you
department
like that?
hours, press 3.
I'm going to mute them. How about that? Let them get a hold of me. I'll mute them. How about that? How do you like that, huh? Did you just hear that recording? Isn't that disgusting?
Can you
That's
imagine
America.
if you still had a rotary phone and you needed your prescription? See, you've got to change all the equipment in your house now to get your drugs.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable, I tell you.
Because it's more beneficial for them to spend $250,000 on a system like that than to actually put a person to work to answer the phone.
Yeah. Let me see if they're still going. I got them on hold. Hey, I got music. They put me on hold. So I might get somebody, folks. Let's give them 30 seconds. How about that? Come on. This is going to be good. I promise.
CVS, this is Kim. We're offering flu shots. Can I help you?
Hey! Oh,
Hi.
Kim, how you doing? I tell you, that answering service, that is the most stupidest, idiotic thing I've ever heard. How much money did CVS spend on that?
I have
just
no
terrible.
idea.
That's terrible. But anyway, are you working with the pharmacy?
Yes, I'm in the pharmacy.
All right, I have to ask you a question. I went in there to pick up a prescription at one time, a little ways back, and I've been thinking about it. I've been talking to a lot of my family, and you have to show your driver's license now. And with all the identity theft now and everything, I mean, I don't mind showing my driver's license, but you took my driver's license and you entered it into your computer. I mean, with all the identity theft out there now, don't you think that's unsafe?
Well, the number has to be entered in there for that very reason, because so many people pick up other people's medications. And we just had a case where a detective was just in here trying to figure out who was picking up other people's medications, and the only way they were able to track it was through the driver's license to see who actually picked it up.
Okay, all right. No,
so,
I respect
yeah, that's
that.
one
Yeah.
safety thing that they use.
Yeah, but what happens? But like I said, and I'm not trying to take up much of your time, but like I said, because I'm a customer there, and most of my family is too. But what I'm trying to say is, what happens if somebody hacks into your system? They'll have all my personal information, and CVS isn't going to protect me. And you saw what happened with Target and Home Depot. So what happens? They steal everything I have. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, yeah, they have all your information anyway, like as far as your address, phone number, insurance information, all that in the computer too. So, I mean, they have all your information other than your Social Security number. They don't have that, but everything else they do have, just from filling prescriptions for you as well. But that's one of the safety measures, is getting the driver's license for controlled like narcotics, to see, to prevent people from picking up the wrong person's medicine. Wrong person picking up, their medicine.
Yeah, I know you said that, and I respect that. But what I'm trying to say is, what happens if somebody hacks into your computer and they steal my information and they steal my identity? Because it's happened before.
Yeah, I mean, they could see all your information, not just your driver's license, because, I mean, we have all, your name, your date of birth, your address, phone number, all that stuff. But, I mean, I assume they have plenty of security measures to keep from that happening. But
do you think? So you're saying that CVS is taking precautions So that
yeah,
they,
definitely.
I mean, or
They've got all sorts of, we always have to do stuff against, like HIPAA training and all that stuff. We have to do so much just here at the store level that I know at the corporate level they've done a lot to, protect patients' information.
Oh, okay. So
twice
I feel
a year we have to twice a year we actually have to do like training modules on, confidentiality and protecting patients' information and stuff like that right here at the store level. So that all comes from corporate, so I know they do, what they can to protect your information too.
All right, so so as a customer, you're guaranteeing me that my information is secure.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's fine. I appreciate that. I mean,
yeah, and then
they wouldn't say that,
Yeah, we take whatever measures we can to make sure that you're the one that's getting your medicine too. That people are not out there trying to steal your medicine and your identity that way too.
If somebody steals my identity, can you tell me what should I do? If they say for instance you guys have a violation of security, and you guys got a good system, that's what you're telling me, but what should I do if something happens,
Well, there's an ethics, line and all that through corporate, so they would be the ones that would handle any kind of mishap with patient confidentiality or anything like that, the ethics line.
All right. Well, hey,
yeah.
Thank you very much. Hey, what's your name again?
My name's Kim.
Kim, thank you very much. I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right, take care. Well, folks, how's everybody doing tonight?
You see, they have all your information, not just your driver's license.
That's right. They got it all, don't they? And that was
Kim. So they shut. Their photo service was hacked into just a little while ago. And it's going to be like Target. Your information is going to get stolen, and you're going to receive a letter in the mail with them trying to sell you something.
That's not what she told me, though. She told me we're well protected, and if we're hacked into,
you're guaranteed. What are you guaranteed? Yeah. You're guaranteed to get nothing. That's what you're guaranteed. You're guaranteed to have mass confusion in your life for the next decade, and they're going to laugh at you.
That's right. And you know what we're going to do, folks? The next step, folks, and those of you that are listening tonight, you know what we're going to do? We're going to contact CVS's corporate office, and I'm going to work on that while I'm off the air, and I'm going to get all the contact information, and I'm going to demand that someone from corporate, because we got Kim live on recording right now in North Carolina. You see, I don't have to tell Kim that she is being recorded because North Carolina is a one-party state, okay? And I didn't tell her I was from Blog Talk Radio and we had her being recorded live on the air. I don't have to tell her that. So those of you who are trying to, criticize me right now, other states, some like, for instance, Connecticut, where Joe's calling from, that's a two-party state. You have to have consent from the other party before you record them. North Carolina, you do not. Now, what we're going to do is we've got Kim recorded. And Kim sounded very, very upfront and honest. Oh, yeah. Just give me all your information. Wasn't she so nice? Thank you very much. But if I told her I just got $10,000 stolen, what is she going to do? I'm sorry. Right? If somebody just stole my driver's license and my information and her computer just got hacked into, what's she going to do? She's going to be nice again. I'm sorry. But there's nothing I could do for you. So we're going to contact who she works for, CVS, the corporate office, and we're going to get some answers. And I want to know what they will do for me if my personal information is stolen.
And that's good. And what they're doing there is they're doing the same thing that Microsoft does. They're doing security by obscurity. All you need is something that looks like the driver's license of the person that's picking it up with your picture on it, and they're easy to make nowadays. And you're home free, and you know who they're going to go after? You, not the person that picked it up, because they got your license, and now you're going to have to prove that you didn't do it.
That's true. Hey, anyone who wants to chime in tonight and talk about identity theft, or if you're a victim of identity theft, or anything that we talked about tonight, or even John's situation that we talked about earlier, you're more than welcome to. The phone number is 657-383-0616. Press 1. If you got something on your mind, wait, we'll take it on. We'll address it. I can't promise you anything, and neither can any of my guests or my supporters. But we will talk about it live on the air. So, Savannah, John, thank you for participating tonight. And we did call CVS, and we opened the door to identity theft tonight because she openly admitted she has all our information. She has everything. Okay? So if their computer
except your Social Security number.
Well, yeah, except your Social Security. That's right. Except that. You're right.
Right.
But she has everything else, she said.
Now what you can do is you can read the HIPAA laws.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck on that.
And when that crook goes in there that's strung out on those drugs and uses your license to get the drugs, and the sheriffs come to your house and take you away, and then you have your day in court, and the person that did it says, no, that's not him, what do you get in return?
Nothing.
You get thank you. We have all your information now.
That's right, folks. Pick up your prescription. The lesson learned is here. Try to find a pharmacy or an independent pharmacy that will fill your prescription that doesn't demand your personal information. Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS are all major, big, large corporations, and they have monopoly, I know, on the prescription drug trade. However, there are independent small pharmacies still available to you out there. So you need to seek those pharmacies out, folks. And you need to try to look,
even through the mail you can get them.
That's right. So don't always use Rite Aid. Don't always use Walgreens and CVS. Don't always use Walmart. Try to use a small independent mom-and-pop shop. Let's get away from Walmart, CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens. And you know what? We won't get a Kim on the phone talking about, yes, we have all your personal information, but if something happens, you have to contact corporate. Okay?
What these places need to do is like they used to do years and years ago when you cashed a check. They took your picture and everything right then and there. They have computers. It can be done in half a second now, and now they're looking at their computer monitor and looking at you. They know it's you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We have the technology. We have the technology that can do things the right way, but the problem is it's all about the damn money. You know?
Well, that's what they're going to use your information for. They're going to use your information because they have it all to solicit you to sell to Globe Insurance, New York Life, Aetna, all of those, that they can solicit you and get you to spend your money. And CVS gets money for that information because you've probably agreed to it in their policy.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, thanks to you. Thanks for everyone logging in tonight. I told you I was going to run an hour tonight, and I got Joe on the line. And hey, we addressed the topic tonight, and that's what's important. And we got John to call in, okay? Tomorrow night we're off. Saturday night there is no show, but I'd like to do a show Sunday evening. So you'll have to log in to Blog Talk Radio to find out when. I mean, maybe Joe or Mike from Wisconsin, my usual supporters, or Joe from Florida can email me and suggest a time that'll work for you, 7:30 maybe. I want to do a primetime show. If not, then we'll go ahead and carry on to Tuesday night, you know. But if not, then I understand. But I don't want to go too late on Sunday evening because I got a few complaints about that where it's just too darn late, you know. We log on at 8:30 at night, and before you know it, it's 10:30, and people got to get up and go to work in the morning. I understand. So, you know, tell me, hey, like I said, I'm always open for suggestions. If you want to change the time or you think we should move up a little bit earlier, like, for instance, tonight we called CVS. Okay, they're open till 8 o'clock. I'd like to call a lot of these other companies, these telemarketers, these other dirtbags that are out there screwing you over. I really want to call them and put them on the hot seat. I can't do it at 7 o'clock at night. We got to do it a little bit earlier, you know? So, hey, Joe, you got anything else you want to add tonight?
No, I'm all done. Thank you very much.
All right, good. Hey, thanks for you in the chat box tonight. Thanks for you who called in tonight. God bless each and every one of you. Sunday night is our next show. Pay attention to my email and Facebook page. Joe Gibson is home at yahoo.com. If you want to purchase a copy of my book, you can go to amazon.com. It's Behind the Walls by Joel Hodnick. You'll learn a little bit about me and my past and what I went through. And if you purchase a copy of my book and you want to talk about it, I would love that. I would love someone to call in and talk about and ask me questions about that book, that would be great. So, you know what? Go to Amazon.com, Behind the Walls by Joel Hodnick.
I got one thing to say.
Can't afford a copy? All right, go ahead.
No, you keep going. You finish. I want to interrupt you.
No, I'm done.
Real quick.
No, I know. I'm done. Go ahead. Finish this up.
We talked before about the Federal Reserve and the audios, and I've just created a little web page. It's on a Dropbox site, so it's not a real website. But if you want to learn about the Federal Reserve and where your money comes from, how it's made, and everything else, just go to myfilefarm.com. myfilefarm, FARM.com, and there's a link that says audio, and you can get all Ed Griffin's audios right there. There's hours of his audios right there for you to listen to, and you'll have a better education than a college graduate concerning money.
Okay, what about the classic cartoon DVDs? What site do they go to for that? Because I keep forgetting to announce that for you. Classic cartoons, where can they pick up a copy of them?
Well, if you just go to myfilefarm.com, all that is that's my domain name, myfilefarm, myfilefarm.com. It just redirects it to a Dropbox site, and the reason why it's being redirected to a Dropbox site is because if you actually have a website, you get the hackers hacking into it, they're spamming you with emails, they're attacking your site, and you know what? I'm too old to put up with this crap, and I don't want to do it anymore. But all the DVDs I have, you'll find on myfilefarm.com. You'll see it redirects to a Dropbox, which is nothing more than just a file share is all it is.
All right, Joe. That's Joe and Meriden. Hey, check it out. Thank you very much. God bless everyone who tuned in tonight. Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night.
And if anybody wants to protest what we do or violate what we want, we just turn off their chip.
That's right, microchipped. In 2005, Congress, under the pretense of immigration control and the so-called War on Terrorism, passed the Real ID Act, under which it is projected by May 2008, you will be required to carry around a federal identification card, which includes on it a scannable barcode with your personal information. However, this barcode is only an intermediary step before the card is equipped with a VeriChip RFID tracking module, which will use radio frequencies to track your every move on the planet. If this sounds foreign to you, please note that the RFID tracking chip is already in all new American passports. And the final step is the implanted chip, which many people have already been manipulated into accepting under different pretenses.
We have a Florida family who are really pioneers of a brave new world. They have volunteered to be the first ever to have microchip identification devices implanted into their bodies.
After 9/11, I was really concerned with the security of my family.
I wouldn't mind having something planted permanently in my arm that would identify me.
In the end, everybody will be locked into a monitored control grid where every single action you perform is documented. And if you get out of line, they can just turn off your chip, for at that point in time, every single aspect of society will revolve around interactions with the chips. This is the picture that is painted for the future if you open your eyes to see it. A centralized one-world economy where everyone's moves and everyone's transactions are tracked and monitored, all rights removed. The most incredible aspect of all, these totalitarian elements will not be forced upon the people. The people will demand them. For the social manipulation of society through the generation of fear and division has completely detached humans from their sense of power and reality, a process which has been going on for centuries, if not millennia. Religion, patriotism, race, wealth, class, and every other form of arbitrary, separatist identification, thus conceit, has served to create a controlled population, utterly malleable in the hands of the few. Divide and conquer is the motto, and as long as people continue to see themselves as separate from everything else, they lend themselves to being completely enslaved. The men behind the curtain know this, and they also know that if people ever realize the truth of their relationship to nature and the truth of their personal power, the entire manufactured zeitgeist they prey upon will collapse like a house of cards.
The whole
system that we live in drills into us that we're powerless, that we're weak, that our society is evil, that it's private, et cetera, and so forth. It's all a big, fat lie. We are powerful, beautiful, extraordinary. There is no reason why we cannot understand who we truly are, where we are going. There is no reason why the average individual cannot be fully empowered. We are incredibly powerful beings.
You know, I think I spent 30 years of my life, in the first 30, trying to become something. I wanted to become good at things. I wanted to become good at tennis. I wanted to become good at school and grades and everything I kind of viewed in that perspective. I'm not okay the way I am, but if I got good at things, you realize that I had the game wrong. The game was to find out what I already was.
Now, in our culture, we've been trained for individual differences to stand out. So you look at each person, the immediate hit is brighter, dumber, older, younger, richer, poorer, and we make all these dimensional distinctions, put them in categories, and treat them that way. And we get so that we only see others as separate from ourselves in the ways in which they're separate. And one of the dramatic characteristics of experience is being with another person and suddenly seeing the ways in which they are like you, not different from you, and experiencing the fact that which is essence in you and which is essence in me is indeed one. The understanding that there is no other. It is all one. And I wasn't born Richard Alpert. I was just born as a human being, and then I learned this whole business of who I am and whether I'm good or bad or achieving or not. All that's learned along the way.
Press 4. To cancel, press star. To send your message, press 1 at any time.
The old appeals to racial, sexual, religious chauvinism, to rabid nationalist fervor are beginning not to work. A new consciousness is developing which sees the earth as a single organism and recognizes that an organism at war with itself is doomed.
Bill Hicks used to finish his shows with this. Life's like a ride in an amusement park. And when you go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. Where the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored. And it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride. And we kill those people. Shut him up, I've got a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up! Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. This has to be real. It's just a ride. But we'll kill those good guys and try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run them up? But it doesn't matter, because it's just a ride, and we can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no
Have reached the maximum time permitted to record.
Just a choice right now.
On at any
between
time.
Fear
To listen to your message, press 2.
and love.
To re-record, press 3. For more options, press 4. To cancel, press star. Send your message, press 1 at any time. To listen to your message, press 2.
I feel like this all the time, trying to politically awaken people that they're being lied to, that there's an agenda.
To cancel,
it's not
press
left or
star.
right. It's, hey, there's mind control going on. The signal's broadcast 24